into the game. It's 13 minutes, 13 and a half minutes. There's been virtually no aggression. And the mining mineral fields are getting mined out. We don't have much. 250, 400, 500, 600. Okay, so there's still quite a bit, but not nearly as much as there could be or should be. The saturation for both players is good. Could be a couple more probes. I like to have 18 to 20, sometimes 22, depending on how big of an economic build I'm going for. Here, CanCer does have pretty much the proper saturation for minerals, and both guys are keeping up 3 guys on the gas, so that is good to see. What we should now see is Richy pumping out more and more probes out of this nexus. So we are seeing our first engagement here. These Dark Templar that were warped in over here I was pointing at earlier did come in and try to make an engagement. But unfortunately for him, Richy does have the Observer. Charge lots speeding into the Stalkers. They're going to rip Stalkers and Immortals apart. Unfortunately, he needed to get those Dark Templars in a little bit earlier to cause more damage. Dark Templars do very well against Stalkers, not very well against Immortals. But it looks like this force is going to be cleaned up. Richy's aggression is going to be enough, but I don't think it's going to be enough to push into the base, just for the fact there is more warp gates to reinforce, and there is a photon cannon up here. Really not producing much else though out of these 5 warp gates. Tons of minerals, tons of gas. Should be utilizing those. The Immortals make quick work of that cannon, and I may have to choke on my own words as he may have enough army to push into this base. Oh, clutch move there, taking out that pylon. CanCer did have 5 zealots warping in, but unfortunately when he took that pylon out, it actually cancelled 3 of them, as the 2 were in this field, but the other 3 were in this blank zone. So we are seeing CanCer lift up a few zealots. Unfortunately, that's not going to do much, as there's nothing attacking that zealot, and he's got nothing else to reinforce with. He's got a Dark Templar here. It looks like Richy's Observer was killed, so this may be the end of the army. Unfortunately, these Dark Templars only doing 10 HP damage per hit, although their Psyblade or Warp Blades deal 45 damage per hit normally. So Immortals with their Hardened Shield really do well against high damage attacks like the Dark Templar's Warp Blades. So CanCer was able to another pylon to repower these units, or these buildings. We are seeing Richy transition his probes into his natural expansion now. He does have, CanCer does have 2 Dark Templar still here at the pylon. I don't believe Richy has seen that yet. No, he has not, as my mouse goes wild. Dark Templar here not pushing in, probably afraid that there's an Observer here, as that's where his Observer did die the first time. Little probe here, Guts of Glory, or whatever, Guts of, I don't know, but looking to be a hero, taking those minerals, maybe trying to offer some kind of haha gift, you know, here's, I'm doing better than you, I have an expansion, you don't, here's 5 minerals, you know. Anyways, terrible humor. And it looks like Richy does have a Warp Prism out on the field now. We'll see if he'll utilize that to warp in any units on the battlefield, or maybe he'll do a drop in the back of the base. No, we won't see a drop, as he doesn't have any units in the base. And we do see CanCer now finally taking his natural expansion. Unfortunately for him, it is a little late, as he's almost mined out of this area completely. So his income and efficiency is nil to none. And yeah, so we're looking at 520 income, 500 compared to 440, and twice as much gas. Observer here for Richy, able to see this high ground. Stalkers equipped with blink up, but unfortunately they don't realize they are blinking right into this army, and unfortunately this gas and minerals has created a choke point so that only 3, 4, 5 of his units are attacking, and this Immortal is going to be able to do a strict damage against these Stalkers. Stalkers trying to retreat, but these Dark Templar here are able to hold them up between a rock and a hard place. So the rocks here, and the hard place is the Nexus. Anyways, CanCer getting pretty ballsy here, looking to push out. He's probably thinking that Richy doesn't have a force here, and he's going to capitalize on that and maybe kill the expansion. Lo and behold, Richy has a ton of charged Zealots and a couple Immortals. These Immortals, if they can be able to focus fire on these Stalkers, they're able to do massive, massive damage. Zealots here are not normally fast enough to catch Stalkers, but with charge, they are able to close the gap, and these Immortals need to focus on the Stalkers, not the Immortal. The Immortal is now down, killing this pylon pretty quickly and retreating. Is he going to go back and try to get these Stalkers? I don't know. A lot of people don't know this, but I think you can actually use the ability and charge away. I don't think you actually have to charge to a unit. It's just that because it's on autocast, if you see this swirling, it's set to autocast. So if they attack and it's not on cooldown, they will use it. But I haven't tried it lately, but I believe you can click it and then still charge somewhere on the battlefield. A lot of people don't know that, don't utilize it to move across the battlefield any faster. Just like when Stalkers have blink, and if you're running across the map, if your micro and whatnot is good enough, you can actually attack, move them towards your enemy's base, and then blink as far as you can, and then quickly attack, move again. They will actually speed up by almost 25%. So in the time it would take you to get to the opponent's base, you'd reduce by about 25%. We are seeing Richy blink up here again with a couple Stalkers. CanCer here able to thwart this attack off as... Oh, maybe not. Maybe he wasn't attacking early enough. We're going to see. CanCer's going to lose the first one. Nope, we're going to be okay. CanCer will defend this expansion. But it looks like Richy's coming around for a pincer attack. Zealots being warped in, but it's not going to be enough, as these charge lots will make quick work of the other Zealots, and these Immortals should make quick work of the Stalkers. Dark Templar being warped in, but Richy does have, smartly, an observer overhead of his force. Excuse me, actually got two, so very nice job. CanCer trying to slow down the rate that his Nexus dies by graviton beaming these Immortals. Probably should have done it again, but he's got tons of energy. They had max energy, so they should have been doing it consistently, not utilizing those Phoenixes. A couple Dark Templar here. Not going to be effective though. Ooh, we've got our first Warp Ray out on the field. Or sorry, Warp Ray, Void Ray. I've always screwed that up. Warp Prism, Void Ray, yada yada. Unfortunately, these Stalkers are going to have to take out that Void Ray and these... Oh, and they blink up into cannon fire. So, and this Dark Templar is going to make quick work of them combined with the cannon fire. But Richy is going to continually push up in the base. Dark Templar cleaning up. Richy does have the observers, so these Dark Templar are going to take damage. Unfortunately, they are fairly weak when they're not protected. Trying to retreat into the cannons and draw the fire of the Zealots onto the cannon while doing tons of damage, but it does get taken out. Richy at this point well saturated on his second base, completely mined out of his first, still working off 7 gateways. Only ground level 1 attack upgrade, does have blink, does have charge. I think this will be all she wrote. Unfortunately for CanCer losing that expansion, he's got 30 minerals and nothing to do. CanCer says it was a game a long time ago, but I don't know if he knows it, but it was actually a closer game for longer than he may have thinks. But yes, I think the rest of this game is just going to be chatter and cleaning up a base that is barely powered with no ability to warp in. A couple probes, long distance mining, but they are not going to be able to return the gifts to the Protoss gods. And that is going to be all she wrote. So I'm going to end this game early. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, guys. I still have the draws to do, so if I can get 50 subscribers, I will draw for a key, and if I get 100 subscribers, I will draw for that second key. I hope you guys are enjoying the replays. Please leave feedback. I would like to know if there's something I can improve or you would like to see more often. I have had some requests to do the Void Ray Rush, or not Void Ray Rush, but Void Ray Timing Push, offense and defensive perspectives on how to execute it and how to prevent against it. Not sure if that's really going to be useful or not, as I'm assuming in the next patch they will be making some changes to the Void Ray, as they are a little overused right now, and I think they are kind of niche. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, have a good day.